Disney seems to be on a live-action remake rampage following the success of 2016's Jungle Book and the upcoming Beauty and the Beast. They seem to have struck a chord with audiences nostalgic for stories of old, and with computer imagery as lifelike as it's ever been, the time seems right to adapt these timeless and magical stories into the real world. But is this a new trend? Are they really giving audiences what they want? Is Disney the evil incarnate who will bring about the utter ruin of our childhood and the systematic destruction of all we hold dear by destroying Marvel, Star Wars, and now their own beloved properties we fell so in love with way back when? No one's asking that last one? Just me? Okay, well then, yay, Disney.
Hooray! Question mark?
Some say it's a cheap cash-in, and some say the moon has a secret Nazi base, and the reptilians control the world governments. I'm not saying any of that, except maybe the last one, but starting with Alice in Wonderland, which was divisive amongst critics and fans for poor story, but praised for a visual feast of the senses, Disney showed that film technology had effectively caught up well enough to bring iconic and memorable magical moments to life. They then moved on to Cinderella, a more tamer and less visually obtrusive film, however, once again benefiting greatly from modern film technology to bring iconic moments of the original movie to life as never before. Maleficent came as a nice surprise to everyone, a prequel, but was also about the villain. This ignited interest in audiences speculating Disney would continue on this character-centric route, with rumors of a genie movie based on the much-loved character from Aladdin.
This made a lot of people very angry and has been widely regarded as a bad move.
But why? What makes Maleficent a good idea but Genie not? Maleficent came out of nowhere and was exceptionally well done, and at the end of the day, if a movie is well made, people will like it. However, it's far easier said than done, and Genie comes with the stigma of whether or not to reproduce Robin Williams' unique kinetic energy that's so commonly associated with the character, an actor also whose death the movie-going public are still very sensitive to. Finally, they followed this up with last year's The Jungle Book, a massive critical and financial success, no longer steering but rather cementing Disney's live-action film trajectory towards that of live-action remakes, for better or worse. However, one aspect often neglected when discussing Disney's new interest in live-action adaptations of their beloved animated properties is the fact that 2016's Jungle Book is almost mostly an entire animated film. The only thing ever real in any given scene is the young boy, and not even all the time, for stunt reasons. The majority of screen space is filled with computer-generated images, which for all intents and purposes, or rather the intent and purpose of just this video, 2016's The Jungle Book is an animated film. They took their classical two-dimensionally animated movie of the same name and remade it with advanced computer-generated imagery. So now we move on to Beauty and the Beast, a lushly animated movie about a wild, hulking beast and his enchanted household objects, like a candelabra voiced by Obi-Wan Kenobi, who sounds like a down-on-his-luck Jedi doing a puppet show for kids out in the street outside of Mos Eisley.
Sure of it, but did you see us stand up to him? I am telling you, this girl is the one. They must fall in love if we are to be human again, and how can they fall in love if she stays in our room?
Sounds lovely, really. I mean, we've never seen a poorly French-accented actor voice an animated inanimate object before. Oh wait, yeah, we have. The original.
Cogsworth, I am surprised at you. She's not a prisoner. She's our guest. We must make her feel welcome here. Right this way, mademoiselle.
Only, that was just in flat, boring, hand-drawn 2 dimensions, not the glorious, masterful, immersive 3 whole dimensions this new one is promising. It may seem like I'm getting down on this movie, but I'm not. I'll be there opening weekend to see it, singing right along with Hermione and, I don't know, the Bard from Hobbit. Yeah, I know Dracula was a more recent role for him, but I refuse to acknowledge that movie's existence.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin? Sorry, Dracula, the game has not begun for you after all. The Mummy is seeing to that. For now, at least, until the audiences turn on that one too, and Universal just wholly abandons their plans for a shared monster movie universe. Looking forward, we see them following in the footsteps of Maleficent with Cruella. Then, moving on to what will probably be an epic sword and sandal war movie. No, it won't. We also know they are remaking The Little Mermaid. They've even hired director Tim Burton for Dumbo. Fucking Dumbo. Then there's The Lion King, which will suffer the same accusation I laid on Jungle Book, only more so as there are, count them with me now, 0, absolutely no human characters at all. They're all talking animals, all animated. So again, they're remaking The Lion King, the animated movie, as an animated movie. Can you hear me shaking my head? This isn't new, however. The original Jungle Book came out in 1967, and while it took them a while, it was by 1994, the same year they released The Lion King, that they put out a live-action version of the Jungle Book. Forgot about it, didn't you? I did. I don't even think I watched it. Although this was an adaptation of the original Rudyard Kipling novel, and Disney followed this just 2 years later with a 101 Dalmatians movie. But that was it. Despite somehow the Dalmatians making enough money for Disney to warrant a sequel, it wasn't enough to warrant them to continue this as a trend. This could be due to high budget constraints, as Jungle Book really barely made its money back, taking $43 million against $30 million. However, 101 Dalmatians brought home $320 against $70. I don't have the answer. Numbers and popularity-wise, it seemed a sure thing way back in the 90s. Disney seemed to have hit on some success with adapting their classic animated films into live action, but abandoned the idea until now. Will they be able to continue their winning streak? Jungle Book was the 5th highest grossing film of 2016, and Beauty and the Beast seems really poised to overtake its $360 million gross, having made over $170 just this weekend alone. That's more than Rogue One made last year in its opening weekend, and that movie went on to be the highest grossing movie of 2016. So one thing we can definitely take away is the hype train is real, and the onslaught of Disney remakes laying siege to our local cinema and my wallet is just getting started. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more news and analysis of what Disney is bringing our way next. Thanks for watching.